Hey, Fanboy Nation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
We're watching
You're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy,
fanboy, etc.
Fanboy Nation.
Dot, I assume Tom.
This weekend is the 11th Annual Brew Ska Ska here in Orange County. And this man is quite familiar with the scene itself. Guitarist and vocalist for Half Past Two, Max Beckman. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Man, I cannot complain. You know, we're going to be drinking beers this weekend. We're going to listen to you perform. Your drummer's doing double duty with Bite Me Bambi.
Yes, he is. Yep.
The beautiful part is, whoever the sound tech is, doesn't have to go very far for the drum kit.
Nope. It's pretty easy transition there.
Yeah. Now, you guys have been together since 2006. So you're coming up on your 15th anniversary.
Yes. Yeah. Well, technically we would have passed it already since we formed in August of 2006. But we kind of usually just count from our first show, which was in April of 2007. So yeah, technically 15 years, but we'll celebrate it in April.
Well, congratulations either way, man. You guys are you know, you hear opening act and some people are like, oh, is that the right spot? And I equate it to like professional wrestling in the fact that like either you want to be the first match to hype up the crowd or the last match to send them home. And you guys being the opening act are there to hype everybody up. Yeah,
that's a good spin on it.
Hey, that's the way you got to go, you know? And on top of that, is a 45-minute set, half-hour set?
It's 30. Yeah. They're all 30 except for Hepcat and Less Than Jake, I think.
Well, that, you know, those are the closers, so they got to get a little bit more time. Sun's already going to be going down. It's going to be beating down on us. But hey, on the bright side, the minute you guys come off stage, except for Dan, who's got to do double duty, you know, just be drinking it up with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take us through, like, you know, the performance. Getting back to live performances more than anything else. I mean, you guys are Orange County locals. It's a whole 15-minute drive from your respective homes, depending on traffic. You know, and what's it like playing at home after all this time?
It's crazy. I think Tara, our singer, did a count the other day, and it was something like 587 days since our last show, which was February 2nd of 2020, I think. We did an acoustic show a couple weeks ago, but that's kind of just a little warm up, doesn't really count.
Got it. So we can call this a reunion tour then.
Yeah, sure. And then we're a bit of a tour. We're going to Virginia next week. So it's weird. In a way it feels like no time has passed, and in a way it feels like it's been forever, because we've been insanely busy this entire time, writing and recording music and making videos, and so it doesn't really feel like we slowed down. If anything, it feels like we did more over the last year and a half than we usually do. It's just the live shows weren't part of that. But yeah, we finished recording our record in the beginning of July. And I was like, all right, back to the studio. Let's start practicing this set, playing these songs we haven't played in a year and a half. We've been focused on all the new stuff. And even like doing the album, we're not necessarily all playing at the same time. We're in there doing our own things at different times. I think all 9 of us hadn't been in the same room since March, since basically the day the shutdown started. The last time the 9 of us were together, we were in the studio. We were doing the Ska Punk Daily theme song. And that night is when they announced that the NBA was shutting down. That was the day we were there. It was March 17th, I think. So yeah, it's been a while.
Well, we're looking forward to a good show. We're going to be having fun tomorrow. It's about a 20-minute drive from my house as well. I'm out here in Orange County, so I can't cry too much about being so close to home and being able to drink beer all afternoon. What a horrible, horrible day. Max, I didn't get a chance to ask Mike this from Bite Me Bambi, but it is a beer festival. What's going to be your beer of choice tomorrow? I kind of see you maybe as an IPA guy, but I could be wrong. And hope I am.
This is actually the part of the interview that I'm the worst possible person for because I don't drink beer.
All right.
I don't drink at all.
Oh, well, then Max is our designated driver. He's going to be taking everybody home. Hopefully the band's got enough seats for about 6 more people.
Yeah, that's me. I take care of everyone. So
yeah. So your nickname is Papa Max at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. We have younger people in the band now. Our horn players are younger, and sometimes it's me and Tara, our mom and dad. Sometimes, even though we're not the oldest ones in the band either, but.
Right, like the younger guys are just like, oh my God, the prequels to Star Wars were so amazing, and then you just want to throw stuff at them.
Well, I'm young enough to think they're amazing as well, except I recognize that they're not perfect movies, but it doesn't change how much I love them.
Let's be honest, is anything really a perfect movie? We just got to tease, some of us older guys love the originals. I remember when the re-releases came out for the anniversary editions in the late 90s. One guy ruined the first Star Wars: A New Hope for us because he sat a row behind us and kept going, that's new, that's new, that's new. So
yeah, I think the casual fan doesn't even notice those changes, so it's kind of sucks to have it if someone's negging it for no reason, But yeah, there's there's changes that I like. There's changes I don't, but I love Star Wars, and I tend to try to not try. I go with it and I laugh with it, not at it.
The thing is that people will sit there, oh, this ruined my childhood, that ruined my childhood. First of all, our childhood is over, so it can't be ruined at this point.
It doesn't change what happened in the past.
Exactly. And then on top of it, if this one isn't for me, it's for somebody else. Let them enjoy it. Why do I need to dump all over it?
Of course. And there's people that are my age and younger that the prequels are the main thing. Not for me, like I was into it already, but they're like, they love the prequels. Prequels are really popular now because those people are turning 30 and have disposable income. And then there's the group behind them that Clone Wars is their Star Wars. That's their main thing. And then there's going to be a bunch of kids coming up that the sequel trilogy is their Star Wars and Mandalorian is their Star Wars. And that's cool because that's how Star Wars is going to keep going, and we're going to keep getting more. And yeah, some of it you might like and some of it you won't. Some of it you'll love, some of it you'll hate, but we'll get more Star Wars, and that's a good thing.
All right, we're going to fanboy out about this one. Why are Trekkies more forgiving about that than Star Wars fans? Like, there was that rivalry early on that Next Generation shouldn't outlast the original series, but then there's, the original Star Wars, there's the Next Generation, there's Deep Space Nine, there's so many other iterations, and, people have their favorite series, and no one really rags on each other in that scene. Why is it that Star Wars has this like bubble that we got to confine everything to? And it's like, if you're not originals, pre-special edition, you don't count type deal. And I can't believe you like, Last Jedi or whatever.
Well, I think that they're inherently different franchises, and the fact that they're compared classically is kind of, just they're so different. They're both 2-word titles that start with star, and they have spaceships, but that's really where the similarities end. Star Trek is a hard sci-fi concept, show, movies, whatever. Star Wars is a fantasy franchise with a sci-fi skin on it. They're totally different. And I think in regards to what you're saying, it's that the new things kind of play with the same characters. So it might be feeling like they're messing with things that happened already, not doing a new thing. I mean, yeah, there is. I'm a casual Star Trek fan. I'm not a hardcore Star Trek fan. I haven't seen every episode of any of the series. I've watched many, many, many episodes and all the movies, but it's more like, okay, you got the original series. Next gen is, yeah, there are things that carry over, but it's mainly focused on a new set of characters. and the same with DS9 and Voyager. Even though, yeah, there are crossover characters, it's some of them are in around the same timeline. But to your point, people are not happy. A lot of people aren't happy with Discovery because I watched the first season and I actually really liked it. I need to get back and watch the rest. But that gets into what they would perceive as messing with the canon of what they like in terms of, and I don't know all the details because I'm not a hardcore Star Trek fan, but I know there's timeline things and things with Spock and this and that. But so I would say that's probably the difference there.
Right, I got you. You spent your time learning Wookiee instead of Klingon. It makes sense. Yeah. So take us through the show. Like, how did you guys plan out your set? I mean, you got about half hour, maybe a couple of extra minutes, just in case, you know, since Dan's got to supposedly warm up for the next set right afterwards. But, you know, is it going to be some of your more classic songs? Is it going to be a couple of new songs thrown in there? Like, what's the set looking like?
We're going to do a mix because, you know, we have the same of the songs that people have heard a million times, but it's also been a long time, so we don't want to not play those songs. There are certain songs that are probably like always going to be in a set no matter what, like Lion Eyes. It would be weird for us to not play Lion Eyes. But yeah, we're doing a mix. A 30-minute set for us is 9 songs, typically, and one of them being a shorter one, so that would be like Heather. So we're going to play Heather. That's how we get the 9th in there, because it's like 2 minutes. But yeah, I think we're doing 3 songs off the new album, I think. It's 30 minutes, even though that's the set length we usually do. It is hard when we have this new album. We want to play the new songs, but we still want to play the old ones. Also, some of the new songs we haven't actually rehearsed as a band, like full band yet. So we got to work on that. But we have so many songs now. We've been together for so long. We've released so much stuff that it is hard to whittle it down to 9 songs now. There's not that hard, because there's a big chunk that's like, oh, these would never make a 30-minute set. These are the songs for like when we would need to play like 2 hours for some kind of gig like that. Like, we're not going to play a bunch of these other ones. Not that we don't like them necessarily, but they're just not even contenders for a 30 to 45-minute set. But yeah, like we've prepared a 45-minute set because that's our length for when we're playing Supernova in Virginia next week. So then it was kind of simple for this, just a matter of cutting 15 minutes out. But even then, it's a little tough.
You know, I was talking to Mike Baralt yesterday, and his interview just ran a little while ago, and this one's running this afternoon. It's interesting that, like, going through the history of music in the United States, like New York punk had its thing, you know, California punk had its scene in LA, and then like hip hop was from the Bronx, and then the LA sound was different. San Francisco was thrash metal, LA was glam rock, Seattle was grunge. Why is it that, do you think that Orange County hit with ska and something that was so upbeat in comparison to LA just being 40 minutes north and, you know, having a heavier sound?
I think it's mainly just the vibe of the area and like all the beach cities. Of course, there's beaches in LA too, but I don't know. It just seems to fit. Of course, there's a lot of people in other parts of the world that kind of look down on OC Ska and wish that it wasn't like the thing that is most famous about ska, which I kind of understand. You know, you don't want to be typecast, and there are all different kinds of bands out there. But yeah, but it also maybe just has to do with random chance of these people that formed these bands and wrote these songs that got them popular. Like, is it something about the area, or is it just random cosmic happenstance that, like, right now I'm sitting in my business. I'm a block away from Los Alamitos High School. That's where I went to school and Tara went to school. And that's where Real Big Fish formed. And that's where Monique from Say Ferris went to school. And that's where RX Bandits formed. Is that something about here, or is it just like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, we used to play you guys in Sunset League, so I know what it is. I'm really familiar with Los
Yeah.
Angeles. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because it's one of those things that's like, ska and pop punk really hit big in Orange County, and then eventually, yeah. And if you hear any construction outside, I can't do anything about it. Sorry about that, everyone
Oh, no,
that's
I
going
don't
to
hear it.
complain later. Okay, good. And it hit really big here in Orange County, and then like just the scenes that are so different across the country
Yeah.
that it just surprised me that like this was our sound here in the OC.
Well, I mean, like grunge in Seattle makes sense because it's like depressing, somewhat depressing music, and it's a somewhat depressing place with all the rain and gray. So that makes sense. I think it's a little bit similar. It's a ska doesn't have to be, but it has great capacity to be fun, happy music, and there's a lot of things. It fits well as a soundtrack to doing things outside and the things that go on around here.
Again, one more question I asked Mike that I'm going to throw to you as well. You grew up in the area, you played in bands throughout the area. People saw you coming up at like Battle of the Bands in school or, parks or small venues. And then you kind of had to go away to tour and like made your name outside of the region. Like, what's it like, having notoriety someplace else where like, say you go to Chicago and like, oh, that's that band from Orange County. And then you come back to Orange County and people are just like, hey, I remember when I saw you for $5. Why do I got to pay, 40 or whatever to see you guys here instead?
Well, we haven't toured that much, but it does feel like right now we're kind of waiting to see what things are like around here now, still in the pandemic, but kind of as things start to get back to normal, it's like, what is our local scene like? We've seen over the last year and a half the nationwide and global, to an extent, ska scene really expand and make a lot of connections. We've made so many connections. We have fans like all over. We did have fans before, but it's just exploded over the last year and a half as everything's gotten more connected, and we've collaborated with bands in other places on cover videos and just pumping each other up. So it does feel great. It feels like, in the ether, in the internet, where people like us, and it's been getting better. And we're, like I said, we're going to Virginia. The furthest we've gone is Arizona and Nevada. We've never played in any other states, California, Arizona, Nevada. So it's exciting because we're going to see people that it's weird to think about, like they want to see us. They're in this other part of the country and they have wanted to see us for maybe years, and they're going to see us. And then we'll find out a bit tomorrow, and then more when we do our record release show in November. What does our local scene look like now? Who's still around? Who still wants to come to shows? Are there new fans that we've made through our internet activities that are local, or is it mostly other places? We'll find out.
This is what I like about you, Max. You made the fans on the East Coast come to you. You're like, we're from Orange County. Like, we're going to go to San Diego. We're going to go to San Francisco. We're going to go to LA, Las Vegas, if you're lucky, Phoenix, if you're lucky, everybody else, you're coming to us to see us. That's brilliant marketing, man.
Well, when you have like 7 kids in the band, or like 7 kids of members in the band, it gets a little hard to get out there sometimes.
Yeah. Well, plug your other business. We'll call it your side gig, since you're sitting in your office over there right now.
Oh, I own a website called cheapgraphicnovels.com.
Okay.
We sell graphic novels and comic book collected editions.
Nice. See, so this is the perfect conversation that we're sitting here talking on Fanboy Nation, since our foundation's comic books.
There you go.
What's your favorite one that you just reread?
That I just reread? Oh man, I haven't had time to reread anything in a long time, and I've been falling behind on all kinds of stuff. But I recently caught up on Amazing Spider-Man, which is one of my consistent reads over the past 21 years, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying the current Batman run. I've been catching up on that in the hardcover collections, and other things. X-Men is like one of my favorites, so I'm reading all that stuff. And then I'm not just a basic Marvel and DC person. Those are just kind of what I'm catching up on right now. Because the other series, like the independent Image comics and stuff, it gets to a point where it's much more enjoyable to read it all together when it's done. So I have a bunch of series that I love, and I got to a certain point and was like, I can't keep up with this right now. Like Deadly Class, anything by Rick Remender is amazing, but I'm behind on all that. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips stuff, Criminal, I've been catching up on that, and there are other books, Reckless and Pulp. So yeah, I'm trying to do more catching up than rereading right now. I have a lot of catch up to do, but rereading is fun too. There's things I look around on my shelves, I'm like, I really want to read that again, but there are all these other things that I haven't even read once yet. So
listen, man, I know the feeling. You know, I was so excited when excuse me, when Valiant started like, hey, this book's coming out next month, and I was like, cool, I'll have time to like actually put it aside to read. Yeah. All right, since you got Carnage sitting up there on the shelf, Venom 2's coming out. We got to get your reaction to that. And is Spider-Man going to live up to the hype, or have we like created this image in our heads that it'll just never match up to?
I think the first Venom movie is not a good movie, but it's fun. It's kind of a dumb, fun movie. It's very over the top in parts. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it if I'm in the mood for that kind of thing, where it's a movie that you don't take seriously and it's just a dumb, fun watch. I'm not even sure I've seen the latest trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage, because a while ago I kind of stopped watching trailers because I'm much more into being surprised now. I will typically watch each trailer when it once, but I don't necessarily seek it out. Like if I'm scrolling through Facebook and I don't have anything else going on and I see it, I'll be like, oh, okay, let me watch it. But I'm trying not to do that. I think if everyone had, to the point of your other question, if everyone had lower expectations going into everything, everyone would enjoy things more. Because, I want to enjoy what I watch. Why would you want to go pay and spend time to not enjoy something? I'm not a critic, and I get it. There's people that are critics. That's fine. I can recognize things that are bad and just choose to ignore it because I would like to enjoy what I'm watching. So yeah, is Venom a good movie? No, probably not. But I can enjoy watching it. Same thing with like Aquaman. It's got a lot of problems, but I think it's a huge spectacle, dumb, fun movie that I enjoy watching. I did not enjoy watching the Snyder Cut. I just did it because I thought I did want to watch it to see what it was about, but it was pretty painful, I thought.
Well, did you sit through it all 4 hours, or did you actually
Yes.
take breaks in between chapters?
No, we did like 2 hours one night and 2 hours the next night.
All right, so at least you broke it up. It wasn't just like one sit through.
Yeah, and I think that if they just used a little bit less slow-mo, it probably could have been 3 hours. And my biggest problem with the slow-mo, actually, first of all, it was so much. It was just done so much that it lost its impact. It's not like doing it a couple times is necessarily a problem, but number one, it lost its impact because it was done so much. And then even worse, it made the flash seem not fast because everyone was in slow-mo the whole movie.
I got you. Well, now we got to see what the Flash movie is going to look like, so that'll be interesting on top
We'll
of
see.
it.
And I really have no expectations for, I do have certain expectations for Marvel movies because of the track record. For DC, it's like the Wild West now. Like, is it going to be good? I don't know. I just assume all DC movies are going to be bad and then I'll enjoy them or not. I did not watch Wonder Woman 84 because I heard it was just so over the top bad that there was no reason to watch it.
you know what? They can't all be Shazam.
Shazam's pretty good. Yeah, I like Shazam. I actually just recently watched Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey or whatever it's called, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it was great. And the Suicide Squad was great too.
Of course, man. You got to have fun with this stuff. You know, it's not Shakespeare. We just got to enjoy it for what it is and take the ride. I mean, if we're going to believe somebody has the power to breathe underwater, we're going to enjoy the ride with Aquaman and Submariner whenever that comes out.
Yeah, that's kind of it. You got to suspend your disbelief a certain amount, so just go with it.
All right, Max, what can we expect from 2:30 tomorrow, kicking off the show at the Brew Ska Ska?
Well, hopefully a good performance. Yeah, I'm kidding. We've been working hard to get back into fighting shape, and it's going to be a good set. And then on next Thursday, we're leaving to Virginia to play the Supernova Ska Festival, and that's crazy because there's a lot of stress involved just with like flying right now and going out of town, and not to mention we've never done it before. And then we're actually releasing a single on Wednesday called Scratched CD. There's going to be a video for that, and then the next thing is our album release, which is October 29th, and then our release show is November 5th at the House of Blues, Anaheim.
Awesome, man. Well, keep me posted about the House of Blues shows. I'll try to come out.
For sure.
Yeah. Max Beckman, it's been a pleasure. Plug the band. Where can we find you guys on social media and everything else? And if you guys are going to have a booth tomorrow at the Brew Ska Ska.
Yeah, we are going to have merch, and we are Half Past Two Ska everywhere. So our name, Half Past Two SKA, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Actually, on Twitch, there's no ska on the end, but our Twitch channel is kind of in progress right now, so don't really need to go there anyway. There's not really anything there to look at. And yeah, Half Past Two on Spotify. Add us to your playlists. That it really helps. Yeah, that's it.